My name is Brian Crystalline Rojas, straight out of Trigger City, Tampa, Florida, hired by Hernan Roldan. And we are so fired up with our Alliance Couture, our Alliance gear.
Our swag.
Our swag, baby. And we are so fired up for this experience. First time trip, 2 years in the business. We missed Hawaii. Hernan called me through FaceTime and he said, you cannot miss Paris, baby. So we started putting in some appointments. We started putting in the activity. We started putting in the work. There were time of doubts. There were time of not knowing if we were gonna make it, but we made it through, baby. And the experience has been far to none. Favorite thing, man, we went out with Tim Goat to the Eiffel Tower, walking, and just seeing the Eiffel Tower lighting up, you know, taking some pictures with my wife was just amazing. We had a chance to eat crepes, crepes with the Goat Ministry.
We even sing crepe.
Crepe. We call them crepes. But just hanging around with people, building relationships, sightseeing, you know, the Eiffel Tower. Who gets to see the Eiffel Tower in person, you know?
The Mona Lisa, even though we were like 200 people behind the Mona Lisa, it was still an awesome experience just to be able to take that selfie, say we were there.
Guys, the experience has been amazing, but the fact that the average person from where I'm from does not get to do this, where nobody just comes to Paris, and if you do, who comes to Paris with 200 of their best friends? And on top of that, who comes to Paris to the Westin, guys, to the Westin? It's unheard of, you know, and we are so blessed, we are so humbled to be a part of a small thread of people that go against the grain, that go against the currents, you know, that want to make a difference, that want to fight a war against poverty and are doing it. And we get to be elevated with these people. So I am just so grateful that we were able to be here with these leaders today.
I know the closest my family has ever gotten to coming to Paris has been Las Vegas, that fake Eiffel Tower. And so I can actually say that I've been here to Europe. None of my immediate family has been to Europe. So this is just amazing. This is a game changer. Because we know for a fact that our family, when we have one, our children are gonna experience this, our children's children. I mean, this is just like, we're breaking generational curses.
Come on, baby.
Everybody can do it. If we can do it, and we are far, 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 far from perfect, anybody can do it. You just gotta have that WANTTO, that want to.
That want to.
And if y'all want to do this, y'all can do it. We believe in you.
Hey y'all, we are Marcus and Carly Richardson, hired by Andy Albright. Been around for a while, but this is one of my favorite trips. We are in Paris, getting to experience all the sights, taste all the food, and get to experience the Paris feel. A couple days ago, we went to see the catacombs. That's all the skulls and walking through, seeing all the dead folks. I didn't know what we were getting into. My wife said we're going to see the catacombs. I said, cool, get down there, see some skulls. A little freaky, but I enjoyed it. Everything's been awesome. We also went to the Louvre Museum. The Louvre Museum is one of those things where you gotta go several times to see everything. We didn't even get through a quarter of it, but that was incredible to see everything at the Louvre Museum. The next part of this is getting to Alaska. So getting here was not simple. It's easy, but not simple, meaning we put in the work, made the calls, got hung up on, got told no. It's what we do though. I don't mind getting told no for experiences like this because this is a once in a lifetime experience. It'll change your life, change your world. We want you to come to Alaska with us. 115,000. But if you're a go-getter and an overachiever, we want to see you in Seattle, 200,000. We're looking forward to seeing you guys with us. Come with us, y'all. We're the Alliance family. We'll see you in Alaska.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Activity Call Live. Brought to you today from beautiful Treasure Island, Florida. Now, let's hear to our host, our president and CEO, Andy Albright.
Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Jacob Bray. Can y'all hear me loud and clear? I only see you guys, and I think I would do more. But maybe that's, I'll go with it. What's up to me? All right. All right, I'll go with this. Hey guys, proud to be back. I had been traveling out in Dallas, spent a couple weeks in Alaska, in the most remote area I had ever been in my life. I've been all over Africa, not all over Africa, but I've been tons of places in Africa. I've never been as remote as I was in Alaska. Unbelievable. Had a blast with my son. Then I went to Wilmington, had a blast there with Adam Cat. He had 50 people that fired up out of their mind. His cat is blown up for 12 months. And so it's fun hanging out with them. They got some sharp young people that are coming on, going to kill this thing. And I got a couple people I'm chatting with here today. I got Jake and Bray. What's up, Jake, Bray, and Jara Gonzalez. I want to have a little more interaction with you guys that'll help me with connections in the house, how you make sales. You guys are both killing it. The topic today is 4 social bonds that drive success. It's funny because when Jeff Wright was telling me this, he's saying these are the things that keep criminals from doing a crime. Like it keeps people in line. So really it's how we keep people in line, that they buy insurance, how do we keep people in line, that they build a business and become successful. It's crazy how that ties in together. Social bonding, how that works. Technology problem. Fine. Can you hear me, Billy?
We can hear you.
Problem. Back. All right, my bad. All right, so let's see, a couple things. Family reunion numbers are going through the roof. Tons of people signing up there. Tons of people signing up. It's taking up. We do have Robert Van Winkle, otherwise known as Vanilla Ice. He is signed up. Brian Tracy is confirmed. Matter of fact, Brian Tracy is going to be on this call next week with me on Wednesday. You like his book, Goals, all of his books. Eat That, Frog, about urgency, getting stuff done. I'm reading an old book of his right now with How to Get Rich and how to get rich on your own terms. It's great. That's really the talk that he's going to be doing at our family reunion in just a few weeks. The great pricing is dwindling down. The days of that is going to end. The price is going to go up close to convention. So if people don't have their tickets, they'll get to know to get the ticket. What else do we have going on? Oh, a big contest. We're giving away 100,000 cash, as I remember it, as how many legs you have signed up. And we have we might have a leaderboard on that. I want to take a look at that. Can you pull that up? Let's see what that looks like. All right, here we go. This is, okay. So Mike and Carrie Williams have 7 legs attending, or They purchased tickets. Mark Muller has 7 legs. Way to go, Mark Muller. Buck Rollins has 7 legs signed up. And these are non-agency managers. So the agency managers above are not included. Jacob Ray, 6 legs signed up. That's good stuff. Good job. Jan Miller has 6 legs signed up. Mia Pinale has 6. Roger and Kim Strawder. Wow. John Thorman has 6. G. Chris Robinson. Paul Jara. Good stuff. Megan Wood has 5. Mark Hutchinson. Galen. Hal and Ellen. Lou Abadi. The Obars have 5 legs. Alan Hooley has 5. Marty and Diana Doge got 4. Stephanie Rodriguez 4. Tim and Nikki Long 4. Danny Johnson 4. Annette Hare has 4. Andrew Argenio has 4. Dennis Lyons and Michael Guerrero. That's a new guy. One of the new guys to join Mark Hutchinson team. All right. So there's the cash. That's $100,000. And of course, you got to get them there. So you get them committed, you get them a ticket, and then let's get them a hotel. Let's get transportation. Let's get everything set up. All right. So family reunion coming up. I have by the way, we're going to have multiple trips out to Dallas to meet with the CEO of Integrity. And there's a very, very select few that I will be letting some of you know today when we're going out to meet with Brian Adams and Tour Integrity. But don't panic if you're not on the list. You should celebrate if you're on the list because it is very select and the people that I think can go partner the fastest. Looking basically at sales, looking at your recruiting, and looking at your building, and looking at your attitude. People are inviting out. There will be other opportunities to go out there. That's coming up. If you ask me, if you press me for one most important thing, Jared, I would say people coming to convention. Like, do you still want to knock out 35 and 40,000 in sales and put that cash, stack that cash up in the bank? Heck yes. But you got to keep on your mind family reunion. Got to make it happen. Jake and Ray, so what you want to do is you go to your best person and talk to them about it, how important it is, but then how their group look coming to family reunion. Same thing, Garrett, just what does your best person's group look like? And then you almost have to shut your mind off on them and go to your next organization. And then eventually you're down in depth, like you're down under Leventovich's, right? So I'm coming to you going like, I just want to know what your group looks like. Yeah, Leventovich's, I care what their group looks like, but now I'm more dropping down saying, hey, what is your organization? Okay. All right. So let's do these social bonds. And I want you thinking, Jared, when you get in the house, how do you bond quickly so that you get a check? So how do you connect? Same thing, Jake and Bray. How do you connect? What is it that you do? We've joked around about, hey, if a guy's got a deer on the wall, right? You're looking at pictures on the wall. So there's 3 things that build a social bond. It's feelings, interests, and experiences. Okay? So what we're looking for is if we feel the same about something, if we're interested in the same stuff, if we have some kind of experiences that are similar. I did that before, and I'm always cautious with people going like, don't jump in so fast. If you say, oh, I did that, or oh, my cousin did that, or my cousin's brother, sister, or aunt did that. Same thing. So how do you balance making that connections, look at these feelings, and these interests, and these experiences? Okay. All right. Let's do this, Jared. Have you ever caught yourself not getting checks and come to the conclusion that you were not slowing down on the people part of it, more on the insurance part?
Yes, I've definitely felt that way at times.
Can you kind of take me through what happened, the how you saw it, how you realized what was going on, how you corrected it, who coached you, did you believe it in the beginning?
So on the times that I look back that I maybe didn't slow down enough, or maybe I didn't have my mind right, or was going through something personally, and maybe I took that into the house, maybe having a down week, and rather than just sitting there and being fully present with the client, I was just kind of like, okay, let's get to the point, and then kind of reflecting back on times that I did do well as far as building bond and rapport with the client, just how that does make a difference to slow down and actually spend that 10, 15 minutes, whatever it takes, to build that rapport. And just like you were talking about, how do you make them feel, just letting them know that you're there 100% with them. And genuine compliments, like as an example, I have a client, an older lady, she's probably in her 80s, and she lives in a trailer house. So as far as like looking for things to compliment her on, it's like, I'm not going to say, oh, wow, you have a really nice house. It's got to be genuine. But she, in her 80s, she still gets her little nails done. And I'm like, oh my gosh, your nails look great. Just like, I have my nails done. That's something that I could relate to her with. So just something to make them feel good, like a genuine compliment, I think out of the gate makes a difference, to just slow down and just kind of getting to know them.
It's funny because I felt like that when I started this show. I was I really did take care of. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Right down to business. What the hell?
What the heck, Andy?
How you doing?
Like my aunt always tells me, you don't call, you don't act.
Yep. Good.
People got to know that they matter. I think that's the biggest thing.
It's a big deal. What's up, Jeremy? Go.
Everything, Andy. Fired up, man. Had to be on here.
High-low operator, you.
Not anymore. Thank goodness.
Jeremy goes. Riding around on a fork truck. Did you think I need to get an insurance and get out of this tow motor work? Or did somebody call you and talk to you in?
I thought that I needed to get out of there. Just looking around at the people who was working with. Looking around, like my hollow was always dirty. It was always dusty. I would be coughing from the dust on the forklift. I thought I got to do something else because I thought ahead about 5 years. I'll probably be dead in 5 years if I keep breathing in this dust, hanging around these people. I'll probably be dead. So I thought about doing something else, and then somebody came to me and said Stephen Davies was doing insurance. And so I linked up with Stephen Davies. Came to the meeting to see you for the first time, and it's history.
Your mind was just opened up, riding around on that fork truck. You wasn't brain dead. You were thinking.
And then after I got my license, Andy, people kept saying, you got a good job, stay here, you'll be back. It was a lot of crabs in the bucket mentality. I didn't think I was gonna be able to get out because people kept saying you're gonna fail, you'll be back. It's like 10 years later, I haven't seen that place.
What you were making like $27 an hour or something pretty decent.
Absolutely, right? Absolutely not. Heck no, $17 an hour, bro. $17.05.
17's not bad.
It's terrible.
Not. Let's do 17 times 40. 680 times 52 weeks. 35,000, bro. Kill.
I did, Andy, I did a year and a half of community college. I was like, I can read, I can write. Why am I making 35 grand a year? Get out of here. I still don't feel like I'm making what I work. You know, I still feel like I have more to go. But even at 250,000, I still feel like there's more in me.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. As I've been thinking, I was your age and younger. I knew I wanted to make more than I was worth. Because I get paid what I want. I don't get paid more than what I'm worth. The only way I know how to do that is build a distribution center, a pyramid, a franchise. I thought about multiple ways, Jeremy, to build a franchise. I was thinking about that Snap-on tools. I was going to be the main distributor, and I was going to get me 9 or 10 salespeople. But I didn't like it because they couldn't get salespeople underneath them. But I seriously thought about that. And there's some other kind of power, several different kind of power tools. That's the way they distribute them. Like, man, I can distribute them like that. Insurance is better, though.
Yes.
Do you think you're consciously tonight trying to connect to people everywhere when you see them, Jeremy?
Yeah, I am. Developing the character of myself. Absolutely. Just trying to make people smile, make them feel good. And again, like you said, it is a conscious. I've been unconscious of it for so long, not thinking about it. Now it's like I'm always looking around, seeing how I can assist, seeing how I can help, seeing how I can make people's day better. And in actuality, it's actually making me a better person. It's making me happier looking at how I can serve others.
How's the recruitment going?
Good. I got about 6 people so far that signed up for family reunion. My realtor, the girl who just sold me the house, she actually wrote 3 policies last night. Like she seen my income coming in for the house, and she's like, I'm getting an insurance. So she was already licensed, renewed her license, and wrote 3 policies, and then she got some more policies coming up. So brother, I got a sharp guy named Jerry. He's out in Texas. I just bought him a back to lead, so he's been door knocking.
Where in Texas?
Houston, Texas.
Houston. Okay. I'm looking at taking a trip out there second week in June, like June 10th.
Okay.
10th, and I'm thinking San Antonio and El Paso. I don't know if I can get in. I don't think I can get in Houston, but he could meet us. Oh, and Dallas. So,
okay.
That's a booming area. Texas. We have a new partner out there, Paul Roberts. Trying to get 2 more out there.
I would actually be in Texas. If I didn't have children here in Michigan, I'd be in Houston, Texas tomorrow. I would live there.
So, is that because of the school system? You want to keep them in the same school system, or mama? Or?
No, their mother is here in Michigan, so I want to stay close. I don't want to just go out of state, have to fly them out. I'd rather stay in the same state.
I got you. All right. Jake and Bray, what's up?
What's going on, Andy?
Let me tell you, was so high on y'all. They feel like you guys are overly committed, like all in, recruit, sell, build, see what the good life's like.
We're getting a taste of it. Yeah, we want it. See a lot of people doing a lot of things. Why not us? Why not Jake and Bray?
Exactly. Why not? If you can get that concept down, like, why not me? As kids.
We just had first day of summer, not first tooth gone, but I don't know. There's 2 little dollar bills that stuck out the door because the tooth fairy came. So mom, dad, tooth fairy came. Good.
Y'all got 2 kids now?
Yes, sir. Yep.
How old are they?
They're 7 and 5.
You excited about them? They're gonna
Yeah.
have a different sort of. They're gonna eat food y'all never ate. You know that, right?
The goal.
Well, they will.
They're gonna know what a suite is. When y'all were little, when y'all parents traveled, y'all ever travel in a suite, with like 3 rooms, multiple bedrooms, big opened up living room?
We had to travel with family or two. So we could all get one big house, but it wasn't all our own.
Yeah, suite's a different concept.
Sometimes. That was a rare.
We didn't. I don't think we knew they existed. What'd your parents do? What do your parents do? Right?
My dad's and my mom.
Yeah. That's not my deal. Mine. Yeah. So today, with exercise and this, short 15 minutes phone call Missy. This is the kind of thing that like we don't live in North Carolina anymore. We live in Florida. We have 4 season tickets, like every single hockey game. That's 45 games times 4, and you get a meal, and it's in Champions Club, and it's on the rim, where the waitress will bring you food while you're watching hockey. So Spencer's still in Raleigh, and he likes it. So we were talking, me and him were in Alaska, and he's like, I would like those season tickets again. So Missy says, I talked to Missy today. What I'm telling you is the concept for your children down the road. Missy says, I went ahead and got Spencer tickets to the playoffs. The Hurricanes won last night. They're in the playoffs. And those playoff games are just intense. And she said, I knew he would want tickets. I talked to Jane, and, it's your money. But I confirmed with Jane, I bought the tickets. So he's going to be fired up out of his mind because he's got 2 tickets on the rim for the playoff, all the playoff, however many games it goes. These are the most, it's hard to describe if you've never been inside a hockey game in the playoffs. They're just psycho. The first game he ever got to go to when he started liking hockey was a playoff game, and I was shocked at how intense it was. And she said, I'm thinking you want to renew. I said, well, let's not get 4, but let's get 2 season tickets for this coming year. And she was like, good. I hung up. It's just bam, 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 busy, right? And then I walked in, and Jane said, do you know who the Hurricanes are playing in the playoffs? I was like, Tampa? So they're paying Tampa, which is right here where we are. She goes, we need tickets. So Spencer goes when they're in Raleigh, and then we would see them in Tampa. And I'm excited. I guess the first thing I'm gonna do when I get off from here is look up StubHub and see what the best tickets where we can go for a meal, have an exciting. When she says Friday or Sunday, I'm gonna be like Friday and Sunday. It's the, like who does that? That's what those kids are getting to experience, and I hope you don't know how kids are a big deal. We shall see. How old are your kids now, Jeremica?
8 and 9.
All right. Both girls.
Both girls, 2 girls. They're in the other room right now. They got school right now in the other room.
Online. Taking for y'all's twin girl. 2 girls.
2 girls.
2 girls, 2 girls. Jared, none?
No, but I claim Jake and Bray's kids. I'm the auntie. I'm the cool auntie.
Okay, so this is your. So how's it go? Is Veray your niece or?
So I used to date their uncle for like many years, and so their kids know me as Auntie Sarah.
So you're not blood auntie, you're just
correct.
Relationship.
Correct. The chosen auntie.
Okay. All right. So let me hit these 4 things, and then let's come back to this because we're doing right now what I'm talking about. And this is how, like, I had a wonderful flight down. I had Argenio, I had Jessica, and Mark Muller flew down on the jet with me just for Burlington. Then I had the opportunity. Steve Maxim lives down here in Florida, so he flew back with me. He was saying, how do you get, this is what everybody asks, Ray and Jeremy, how do I get people to kick ass, take names? How do I get them to make 40 phone calls? And it is not what most people think. Most people want to scream at them, or I don't know what I'll say, how they think. The way you get people to do stuff is you empower them to do stuff. And the way you empower them is investing in a relationship with them, getting to know them, and assisting them in any aspect of their life, and then setting the example. So you connect, and then you leave. So when you connect with somebody, you go down, you connect, and then you leave. And when you leave, you're pulling them with you, and they pull up their activity. Okay, so here we go. Attachment. Relationship. If you want to get somebody to kill it, build a relationship. A lot of times we see successful people in our business, Jeremico, because we knew them for the last 10 years of our life. We've known them for 20 years. The real estate agent you just recruited, you have a relationship with her or him, as in the person that's helping you buy a house. Are you buying or selling, Jeremy?
Buying.
Buying. Is it a lady, is it a guy, or a male?
A lady.
Okay, so this lady helping you buy a house. You're looking at multiple houses. We're talking. She sees your income. It's not like you met her on the street and said, hey, you want to do some business? That relationship and that attachment. You with me? That's the concept. Going forward, keeping that relationship. I've often did it like this. If I could reach out and grab your shirt, Jeremico, and pull you towards me, but then push you away. Okay? Pull me to, but push. What I'm saying here, Jera, not too close. We're in business, but I'm trying to pull you to create that bond of pulling you tight, but keeping it right here. Not this. I hate that. People do that to people, and they don't. They're all business. I got this guy. He's all business. You're my agent. Those are my friends. You're my agent. Stay over there. Those are my friends. I'm your friend, but I'm not your brother. I'm not your mother. I am your friend. Let's build this thing together. Let's go forward. Does that make sense? Like your mother, you gotta, it's a whole different game. Your brother, or your children. We're in business, but we're close friends. It's personal and it's business. It's everything wrapped together. That's the relationship. Number 2, commitment. The more I commit to you by flying there, I commit to you by meeting with you and taking time away from my beat, taking time away from my wife, time away from my kids. That's a commitment. That's an investment. The more you buy leads, the more you commit to family reunion, it creates a commitment where people move forward. So I got to commit to you, but I got to expect commitment from you, to and from. It's a two-way street. Number 3, involvement, investment of time in doing the activity. I do these calls. You do 40-40. I'm meeting people. It was fun this week, Jeremy, when I was with Spencer. Every single person we met, I was throwing a business opportunity out there. Interesting in Alaska. I mean, I don't care what Uber drivers. This one guy was laughing so hard. He had a really thick accent. He's been in America 16 years. So he's somewhere Albania. And I was like, you can do it. He says, I don't speak the language. I was like, you speak what, 3 languages at least? Turns out he speaks 4. I was like, you can be fine. He's like, ha ha ha, you think I can sell insurance? I was like, I know you can. And it was funny, you know, I wouldn't call it a successful. He's not going to do it, but was he clear that I wanted him to? Yeah. Did we connect? Yeah. It was hilarious. But I love Spencer seeing me connect, seeing me involved, seeing my commitment. Number 4, beliefs. If you have the shared belief, so family, character, believing, like what I'm saying is what y'all want to do, take and pray with your children, and what I am getting to do with my kids, that's a common belief system. We're in the same culture. Because you know there are people that don't feel like that about they're on their own. I'm living my life, that sort of thing. So in the same culture, the same belief system, Dan and Deanna Mirdo were at the meeting in Wilmington, and they had their little boy Dan with them, and or Daniel. So I'm chatting with this little bitty kid and saying, your mom and dad are great people. Your mom and dad are changing your life. And so that getting that chance to talk to them and share my belief with this kid and see mom and daddy grinning, like that is, it's really what makes our life warm, but it's also what makes people perform. It's almost like you would think it's some kind of reverse psychology or something, but it's not. It's just that I like Brian Adams, the CEO of Integrity. I like Dennis Krawcheck, the chief marketing officer. I like this guy. And the more you like the people and you feel like we connect, you know, me and him tell a couple of jokes together and we're like this, I want the alliance to perform and excel. I want to break more partners because of our belief. They're not, you got to do better than the alliance. You got to build it. That's not what they're doing. It wouldn't work with me. No more than work with you. It's not going to work with you, Jeremy. You don't have somebody whooping you over the head telling you to perform. So you got to think about with all the people that you hire or sell to. So think about, I've been saying it all in a manner of recruiting, but if you want a person to write a check and cover their family, think about that, Jared. How quickly you built a relationship with that lady that does her fingernail, you know, that does her manicure. How quickly you can bond with somebody in a house. And then they will commit. You show them, I committed, your policy. You tell them what you buy. You tell them what your daddy bought. Megan Wood is big on what happens to her dad. He's got this coverage. See, you're just, the academic part is attachment, commitment, involvement, and belief. But just thinking through, I say this sometimes, I like what you like. I hate what you hate. I throw stones at people that you don't like. Now, here I am over here, and here you are, Jeremy, your circle. Our circle might do this, it might do this, it might do this, but there's nobody on earth that my circle is separate from. I'll give you an example. I know at least you like to eat good food, and I like to eat good food. I like to be warm when it's cold outside, and I like to be cool when it's hot outside. See, I know that we overlap that at least this month. See what I'm saying, Jeremy? I'm looking for where else we overlap, where else our beliefs share. It might look like we're completely connected, but in fact, we're only disconnected because I'm focusing only on the circle that we overlap. Does that make sense, Jeremy? You're from Chicago. I'm from Burlington. I'll go to Detroit. Right? You're Detroit.
Detroit.
You're Detroit. I'm Burlington. There's a lot of different. A lot of like now what's different. But like, I don't like cashews. I don't like cashews. Or I don't like pizza too much carbs. Like, oh, I understand you're over here and I'm over here. Where do we connect? I want you to talk to me, Jeremy. Explain it to me. I want to hear it in your words. We're talking about this connection and overlap.
Well, I mean, we're more alike than we are different. Like Andy, like when you built that house off the beat, I said to myself, that's something I would have did. I would have, if I had Andy's money, I would build a big house off the beat, opposed to have a little house off the beat. When you built the log cabin, I said, I like natural things. I would have built log cabin, everything all natural. So it's like the jet that you brought, just the way you decked it out, I would have did the same thing. So like we're more similar than we are different, even though we're from different backgrounds and different areas. The things that we connect on, it's a stronger connect. Like I have a stronger connection with watching your lifestyle, because that's exactly what I would like. The way you treat your wife, that's how I want to be. So it's that's a more connection than the few different.
How would you say it, Jake?
Something very, very similar. From our experience at the cabin, there was one thing I pulled from that whole weekend was seeing you with the goats and helping everyone fish and just hanging out. Like that place right there. I didn't grow up hunting. I didn't grow up fishing, no camping, not until I met Bray. But seeing that, having that come together, riding the razors, doing the fishing. I've never seen my wife smile bigger than when she had that fish hanging up in the air. She was the first one who caught one. So
Technically no wetlands, but I'll
Noelle
take
did catch the
credit.
first one, yeah. But seeing you in that setting, enjoying your friends and experiencing firsthand how you talk about it on these calls. Like I want to just fish and hunt, do it with my friends. Like I saw that cabin and seeing Bray and I fill something like that with all our friends and family and our kids, and just walking out of that weekend, that was the only thing I had, having that much more, filling my tank that much more, wanting to fight and have that life, do it for our friends and for ourselves. So you connecting on that level, and I see why you do things like that. So give us that dream, and give us that drive to go forward and get what it is that you have. So that's kind of how I saw it. That's kind of my first instinctive, my first idea.
So this being overlap right here, where my fingers are overlap, is where you like seeing Ray smile. You like seeing me help and be involved. This part over here is where you didn't grow up hunting and fishing. I grew up hunting and fishing. You with me? So pointing out the strength of where we do overlap, as opposed to spending a lot of time over here, how you grew up. Well, I grew up in the city. I grew up playing stick hockey. Like, whoa. You with me? You go right to where we overlap, as opposed to pointing out all the places that we don't overlap. You could call it natural. Some people say, well, you just naturally gravitate to where, you know, I don't know about y'all 3 organizations on here. It's an effort for me to remember to be courteous. It's an effort for me to remember to look for similarities. It's a effort for me to remember to say Jera as opposed to y'all, as opposed to you. I mean, it's the intentional effort to create bonds and to bond with people. You did get me fired up talking about my baby goat. Hey, explain that. Y'all two explain that, because there's like, you know, maybe 1,000 people seeing this and they're going, what are they talking about with goats? Tell them what you saw and what had happened up there on the farm.
And I wish I could bring up all the pictures, but you wouldn't be able to see them that good. But no, we drove up on the Razors, and we had Billy and Jera and some other folks and one behind us. They were cruising down and down hills and back. I love that. I could talk about it all day. Ask Joseph.
So for the country boys, I want to help you. That's a Ranger.
Oh, Ranger. Yeah,
that's a Ranger. When you said Razor, I was like, did you sneak out and ride my Razor?
I wanted to.
The Razor is the one that's like a 4-wheeler, but you're sitting down like in a car with a steering wheel. So it looks like a race car 4-wheeler. And by the way, you do want to ride. I'm telling you, you need to make a request to go out there and ride Razor. Don't just do ride Razor. Okay, all right. So tell them more. We're in a Ranger. Got people up top, people up there. It was slam full of people.
Yeah, Ranger going up and down hills all the way back to the back piece of property, and they had the alpacas or llamas. Llamas. We had the llamas, which were way too cool. If you ever get around a llama, you want to take a selfie with it. Very photogenic. and we had there's the goats, and then there's a little baby goat, and the male one, that one was crazy. He was a little honoring, huh? He was fun.
Friendly.
He's friendly. And the little baby goat was cool because following around the mama, and then I got a picture of it, and I was like, I saw you hold the baby goat, and even though you have like, you know, fancy shirt on, the Rolex, like, this is someone I can follow. Look at this man out there, not caring, you know, probably worth more than my whole outfit and whatever, but holding the goat. It's just so cool. But we love seeing the. That was.
You know, when I was a kid, that was my first idea to get rich. Was to have goats, breed them, and get a bunch more goats, keep breeding my herd, and take them and sell them off. My daddy too much, especially when some goats doubles and triples. Kind of like when I'm looking at an agent hires 20 people or an agent hires 1, I'm going like, you know, I like that one that hires. I like that share the effort. Oh shoot! All right. Why are people successful in our business, or how do you get other people to come with us and build something big? All right, attachment. As we form attachment, when you go to family reunion, Jera, I'm going to ask you to make new friends that are upwardly mobile. So when you see these rewards or these recognition for like Mike and Carrie Williams, I would say make sure you form a relationship with Mike and Carrie. That attachment to them as they explode up will pull you up. So if the agents you have there, you want to grab those agents and attach them to Mark Muller. Attach them to people that are growing so that when the tide rises, all the ship on the water rise. So people that are attacked, we had a couple that was really, we were excited about them, and they did pretty good, but they didn't hang around. I asked them, I said, what happened to them? And they said they did not like our positive mental attitude. They didn't like the spirituality where a lot of our people believe in God. I was like, what do they believe? They believe like, huh? So they did not attack our mentality. We can change, Jake, but we're not going to change our core beliefs, which is positive mental attitude, family, fun. You know, those beliefs are us. They're going to have to overlap. Now, by the way, in the house, selling a policy in 1 hour, they don't have to relate too much at all because we're just there for a little bit of time. But when you build in the business, when you're building a network and we're going to be together for years and years and years, it does matter that we're similar people, have a lot of those similar attachments, similar beliefs. Okay. A commitment. Reason people are successful is if they commit. I was talking about riding back with Maxim. He's like, give me 3 habits you want me to do. And the second one, aside from the relationships, working on relationships and connection, was investment in your schedule. Like, tell me, Jake and Beret, where you're going next. Jeremico, when are you visiting that guy in Texas? Jara, what's your game plan the next 3 or 4 weeks? What does your calendar look like? Mondays, I dial for Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Thursdays, I book for Fridays and Saturdays. Do you have it completely sealed off that you must book appointments on that Monday and Thursday? And then if you're traveling, how are you making up for your loss in revenue by not selling? So it's planning and commitment to your organization. Steve was talking about how he's traveling now and seeing explosive growth in his organization. Stephen Davies is just laying out his calendar to me where he's going to different places. That is critical to your success, is your commitment. So attachments and then commitment. Leads. People in Wilmington, we're talking about how many leads they're purchasing, how many they need to purchase, where to get them. The commitment to go, a commitment to spend. Family reunion. Who do you have committed to family reunion? Bought a ticket, already got a hotel. It's getting those little commitments as you move people along. How are you involved with the people? How are they involved in productive activities? I don't have any of my 40-40 paraphernalia, but when you see people holding up their 40-40 cups, 40-40 hats, they're involved in what we're doing. You'll see people that want to do it their own way. I want to change this, modify that. They're not involved in the system. Like, I love Andy, I love the business, but I just don't think we should go to family reunion. I'm like, it's going to be hard for you to be involved if you're not involved. Remember what I told you in the beginning, that this is what keeps people from stealing. This is what keeps people from murdering. It keeps people from doing stupid stuff on the highway, running 100 miles an hour. If you're involved with the community, if you're involved with your family, if you're committed to the community, if you're attached to this is what keeps people in line as far as not doing something stupid or illegal. This is also what helps us grow and helps them grow. And the fourth would be the belief in a common mission. War on poverty. This is any one of y'all, this is you, Jara, not married, no kids. I'm married, got kids. We can talk about that, but I know this, you are committed. There's an overlap on commitment against poverty. War on poverty. See what I'm saying? If we believe that it's important for this country that we have money, if we believe that it's important to our families that we have freedom, this is Memorial Day weekend. There's people that died, that risked our life. You know, I think about Robert Wilson. Robert Wilson sent me a note that one of his friends was shot by a sniper. He was in the same area. He knows that the crosshairs him, but the guy pulled the trigger when the crosshairs was on his buddy. I'm like, oh my. Imagine having that on you the rest of your life. Like, this guy lost his life. Think of the sacrifice Sarge Robert Wilson made. If me and you believe that freedom is important and that we need to be more successful for our children, for our God, for our country, now we have the same belief system in the war on poverty. Now, war, this is where it gets interesting. Go to war, there's going to be casualties. Go to war, very inconvenient. Go to war, costs a lot of money, human lives. So if we're at war, and this is what Mike and Noel was talking about you on Take You Pray, is how y'all seem to be at war on your poverty. Not, I'd like to beat it down. Let's keep our poverty controlled, but kill poverty and go on to ultimate success. That, if we can get that belief, Jara, me and you and Jeremico, that belief that we're at war, we start to overlap more and more and more to we're like one person. We're one solid fighting machine against poverty. That's right. So let's do it for selling. If we believe that insurance can keep a person from losing everything, whether it's hospital indemnity or it's an ABR rider, if that client and you can go to war against their poverty, there's such an overlap that you're not only going to have to get a check, you're going to have to tell them not to write a $500 a month check, but calm down. You ever do that, Jared? They're so committed. You're like, think you can afford that much? You ever talk people down? Jared, talk to me about talking them down and talking them up, because there's both. You have to deal with that. Salespeople out there realize you have to kind of think about their budget.
Right, and I think in the beginning, there's, as an agent, you know, there's the temptation like, whoo, that's a lot of premium, you know, but at the end of the day, I mean, I have learned that lesson where it's just going to end up in a chargeback, you know, so if we can slow down enough to care enough to say, I mean, I'll use the example with the client of like, okay, I know that you want the Cadillac. Cadillac's nice, but given everything that you have going on right now, you know, we want to make sure that this is going to be comfortable with your budget. So, you know, if the water heater breaks or if the radiator goes out on your car, we need to set you up with something that's going to be affordable every month, even if something like that happens. Because something is better than nothing. I know it'd be nice to leave $1 million to your family, but at the end of the day, we're just trying to make sure that we're not leaving a burden. Am I hearing you right?
You are. Can you tell me, you've seen agents that have low premium, like they never have people with high premium. How would you coach them? Like have a high number of apps, but not my average premium is really low.
So I would tell them, set your expectations a little bit higher based on their budget. Give them a low option, a mid-level option, and a high option. But probably the 3 options they're given are too low. If they can't afford it, they'll let you know. So, start higher, and then if we need to lower it, they'll let you know if they can't afford it.
Ask. You know what you're saying? You don't ask them, you don't give them an option of $400 a month, they're always going to pick the $35 a month. That's the only option you give them.
Exactly.
I love this. Dale Krause has a cousin that's helping people solve poverty. Listen to this, Jeremy. They're offering $18 an hour to work in a mine, coal mine. You're allowed to go down into the mine and work for $18 an hour. They're posting that. It's available. I hope somebody does it because we need coal. I just ain't recommend it for my friends and family. Oh my God. Under a mountain for $18. Hey, can you show my War on Poverty poster, Stephen? Hey, I like that. These posters are available. You can let President's Club know. Contact anybody at the home office if you want to get one of these posters. I'm fired up about it. You have declared war on poverty in America. You're lying.
Love it.
Checking out. All right. Jake and Beret. Didn't y'all say y'all had some? You did the network. By the way, any new people on here, and Jared, if you hadn't read it, Jeremico, I know I'm confident Jake and Beret on it. Your first year in network marketing. It's a book. Your first year. Didn't y'all have some success with this recently, Jake? Called some people.
Yes, we did, and it's crazy because now and like Anthony Zingerman. Beginning of 2020, I had reached out to a buddy that I didn't talk to in 14 years from elementary school, Steve Adams, and we just caught up for a bit and told him about what we were doing. And he was in a point in his life where he's going through, and I'm happy for him now, playing football. And he was going through some workout camps, and he was like, hey, sounds awesome. Just, I'm doing something else, not right now, but thank you. I was like, okay, cool. And then you brought that book to our attention, summer of 2020 or whenever it was, and we picked it up. We started reading it, and in the very beginning of the book comes 6 months ago. And I just started thinking of people who I hadn't talked to in 6 months or maybe more. And I called him up, and we were talking, and he was still working on his football career. I said, hey, awesome. Super happy for you, man. And he was like, if something happens, I'm all for it. But hey, do you remember Anthony? Like, yeah, I remember Anthony. And he got me Anthony's number. And I remember I was in the line at Chick-fil-A getting some chicken for the girls. And I called Anthony, and he was working at an Audi dealership. And he actually had someone approach him from another corporation and asked, hey, you should come do insurance. So he was actually in class when we talked. And it's crazy because you talk about it. We have those secret agents out everywhere. Someone's about to get their license, in the process of getting the license, or already has one. And I think he could kind of second it. But because we had that relationship, going to elementary school together, knowing each other when we were tiny, we had that relationship there. And he's getting his first paycheck on, well, Memorial Day is holiday, but probably Tuesday. I think it's like $800 some off his first family he helped. So we're fired up. He's excited, and I think Mike and I are texting right now, figuring out when I can go see him in Jersey and go swing over to Louisville and for boot camp afterwards. So yeah, it's exciting. Big things happening. So we're fired up. Having fun. And then Izzy, yes, and Izzy and his girlfriend Izzy, she's about to get licensed here real soon.
These people, I would beg they all text 50, but get in touch with 10 people from high school, dentist, everybody you know. Jeremico, Jarrah, same thing. Call them. I get it. Oh, you know how people are nervous to go in a home? And so they just put it off until next week. And you're like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You need to make money today. You need to build your network today, Jeremico. Use these skills, these attachment, commitment, belief. Ask them a couple of questions. Tell them about our war on poverty. And see if they're interested in helping us. Jarrah, it's just every time I have these conversations, something good happens. People reach out to their friends, and then they're like shocked. They're already getting their license. They've been thinking about insurance. They've been riding around on a fork truck or a up down, or a high low, and they're already thinking, what am I going to do? And then we call them up and say, how you doing? Got kids, struggling with a job. They had to give a promotion, no raises. COVID has put our company in a bind. All kinds of reasons. And you can get 9 no's. By the way, 6 months later, we got another shot. That one guy that you've known all your life, or you've known for the last 4 years, but you hadn't approached them, gets involved, and all of a sudden we're traveling the world together. Acts, baby. Relationships means everything. I love y'all. Jeremico, see you soon, buddy. Gonna be reaching out to y'all. Jake, Bear, Ray, and Jarrah. Love y'all. Light them up. Good day. Keep up, take names.